Hello, welcome to Monday Night Live 53. I will just get to all the comments up here. Hello everyone, lovely to see you here. We've got a fantastic crew here already. Stacks and the Matt's here, Baz is here. Baz had a cracking night on the beach last night, $50 in a toy car. Great work, Baz. Love your work. G'day Kyla and Andrew and John. G'day all. Pete's here. Lawrence. Donnie Pascoe, the man, the legend, is here. G'day Donnie. Adrian. We've got some big news about Donnie actually and what Donnie's doing. So coming up shortly. Rodney's here. Rodney's got the AT Pro and he's getting the job done with that, getting used to it. That's good, mate. It's a great machine. It's surprising how good that machine stacks up against most other machines. It's a good machine, that. Right, who else is here? Linda's here. Stacks and stacks of people. Hello, someone's just joined. Trevor's here. G'day, Trevor. Lovely to see you, Trevor. Jamie's loving the 400. Rodney's here again. Rodney. Nadia's here for the 53rd time. Nadia and David, nice to have you along again. So lots and lots of people here. Actually, what I will do just quickly is Rodney's been doing some. Rodney's been down Orange, I believe. I could have that wrong. And Rodney sent me this picture here of one of the local creeks in flood that sort of lends us to a little bit of our high value locations that we're talking about tonight. So nice little creek in flood there. Hope you got a little bit of colour out of it. Yes, so tonight we're going to have a bit of a chat about high value locations. I do need to duck over to the printer just quickly here and grab my cheat sheet. Here we go. So we're talking about high value locations tonight, and before we just duck into that, part of the reason this year over Christmas, I didn't really start the year off very well, but this year, my whole goal is to get you guys to find as much gear as possible. So that means giving out GPS locations that I've found gold, so you guys can go there and find gold. That means giving, and I this year I'm an open book. If you want to know where I'm going, what I'm doing, where I'm going to be, you want to meet me somewhere, I'm there. So this year I'm a completely open book. I'm going to do much more detecting this year. I got very little detecting in last year. I was very disappointed. So this year we're long-term goals. We're certainly going to Lanakuri at the end of the year. There's a big stack of us going down from Queensland. Going to get a WA trip in, so I'll be meeting people in WA. We're certainly doing New South Wales in a big way. And of course, we've got a lot going on here in Queensland. So I am a open book this year. You want to know something, and if I can help you with it, I will help you with it. So in saying that, tomorrow, I actually leave to go to Claremont. We're going detecting up at Claremont. We're throwing a whole stack. There's a group of us going. Cleggy from XP, Dustin from Goldrat, Donnie Pascoe I think is going to come along one day, and we're going to throw a whole stack of mid-range detectors onto some, and we're talking mid-range VLF machines, onto some really, really hot ground. So that will be interesting, and I'm sure we'll have videos coming out of that. hopefully we get I get my first dose of yellow for the year. That would be phenomenal. So yes, so Claremont's the first step. I've got towards the end of January, I'm going to get a trip into either Warwick or Drake, and invite people to come along. If they want to come along, fair enough. If not, you know, I'll be sitting there in a chair doing a bit of detecting. So yes, absolutely. So people are more than welcome to join me. Even detecting in Brisbane here. If I get Sydney, Melbourne, certainly we'll hit parks together. We'll do whatever we can, whatever I can fit in. I'm there. So right, okay. So I've got a stack of people with my. Sam is the first contender I'm going to meet somewhere. Meet you at the pub. Yes, Sam, I'm there. I'm there with you, mate. Don't worry about that. So Ian's going to be at Lanakuri. Well, we'll see you there. Tassie, yes, I want to get to Tassie this year. I have heard about gold panning in the ocean, on the rocky foreshore of the ocean. Who was that? Tassie. John, I want to go and try that. So I'm very, very keen on that. So yes, we'd try and get a trip into Tassie. Whoa, that might be a bit of a mission, but yeah, well, let's see how we go. G'day, Dustin. Dustin's here. He's one of the likely Claremont travellers. So I'm looking forward to Claremont. It should be good. It's going to be hot, but I think I'll cope. So Emma's here. Hello, Emma. Mike's here. Lots and lots of Narelle. Narelle's here. Well done, Narelle. Scott and Russell and Lee, and I'm already 60 comments behind, guys. So I'm going to have to skip a few here. Right. So Francis is here, heading to Tassie for a week. Yeah. So Tom's in Kalgoorlie next Tuesday. Beautiful, mate. Make sure you get out and have a swim. Anywhere around Cal. Just make sure you're not on someone's lease. You may get run off. So, tonight's prize is gold pan kit, Garrett gold pan kit. This is the big one, four pan kit. So, we have changed the rules a little bit with the share to win. We were finding people were sharing to their own page and not really sharing with anyone else. And they were sharing 200 times. So it's one share per person. Bit of an honesty system. If I notice it when we're doing the draw, I'll rule you out if there's more than one share. So yes. Okay. So what's going on this year? Stacks is going on this year. The first thing I want to bring up. Let me just get this sorted here. And we're going to do a show on this. Welcome Stranger. It's 150 year anniversary, February 2nd, when the Welcome Stranger was found. So Lisa, one of our long-time viewers, has organised, I believe it's a get-together. It's not an official event, but there's a get-together. So there's a Facebook page, so make sure you get onto that if you're in that neighbourhood or want to travel to that. So that's a fantastic event. There's people doing, there's a relative, I believe, of the family doing a speech about doing a walk around of where it was found and how it was found and all that sort of thing. So that'll be a phenomenal thing. I'm desperately disappointed I can't make it down there on February 2nd, but there is a lot happening up this way. But yeah, that was one I really wanted to go. That'll be great. Camping in the bush for a couple of days and talking about gold nuggets. So that's the first thing that's happening. Now, the second thing and I'm going to do this a couple of times tonight on tonight's show, Southeast Queensland nugget hunt. Okay, April 24th, I believe, April 24th, let me just have a look at the calendar here. April 24th is the Wednesday. Okay, so I actually believe it's the 4 days, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, right? Starts on Anzac Day, which, I mean, some people had a slight issue with. I didn't so much, and I've talked to a number of ex-servicemen who don't have an issue with it as long as the proper respects are paid in the morning. So, and we will, and the organisers will certainly make that happen. So, so it's in southeast Queensland and be within 2 or 3 hours of Brisbane. I would think south of Brisbane, but the location is yet to be confirmed. Now, if you want information about these nugget hunts, these are phenomenal. We're talking about thousands of dollars worth of prizes. I was talking with one of the organisers today, and there's talk of either a cash prize or a $1,000 nugget or something or other giveaway. There'll be more. That's all unconfirmed at this stage, but there'll be more details coming out in the coming months about that. But you need to be on this page on Facebook to get that detail. So if everyone can get onto that page, that's a Donnie Pascoe page. So yes, so that's very exciting coming up as well. So what else have we got? Oh, I haven't got the details here in front of me, but Cleggy, I don't know whether you watched, but Cleggy watched the show a couple of weeks ago. Cleggy has started his own podcast. So you can actually go, I don't actually know where you go. I should have had this information. Maybe if Cleggy's here, or Donnie, if someone can post that link to the podcast. So Cleggy's doing a podcast now. Fantastic podcast. Great, great to have an Australian podcast. There's a couple of American ones, but Cleggy and Cleggy is a funny bugger. So if you get a chance, get onto his podcast. If no one puts the link up, I will put the link on the page there. So yeah, I forgot to do it. Sorry about that, Cleggy, if you're here. I don't even think he's here at the moment. So yes, so Cleggy's podcast, that will be quality. It's good to have, you know, someone else doing a show in Australia. So that's fantastic news. So right, we're going to get onto this high value targets in a minute, but let me tell you a story. So I'll just shrink me. So this is what I'm calling Mystery Creek, right? This creek, it's within 4 hours of Brisbane, okay? That's as close as you're going to get until we find out what's happening with the lease, okay? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put a lease on this little creek, okay? Then, if that's possible, we will be able to open this up for people to come along and have a look at it, right? Do some sluicing, all that sort of stuff. So, this leads into my high value locations. I spend a stupid amount of time looking at, oh, Dustin, thank you. There's Cleggy's podcast. Make sure you have a listen to that. He's a funny bugger, Cleggy. So I spend a lot of time looking at the mines websites, historical data, all that sort of thing, as most gold prospectors tend to do. And I came up with a little lease that was only held for about 6 months or so, and then it was relinquished. So anyway, I started to do a bit of a snoop around, and I had a little look at this, and I've just been out to this place there in the last week. It is holding gold, and you might see that little waterfall there. That's the bottom of about a 4-foot drop, and I haven't been able to see the bedrock in that site yet. A little bit further up, I've got a bit of an access problem, which I'll sort out in the coming weeks. But there is no bedrock there, and that's just rock boulders as deep as I could dig with the time I had, and I got a couple of pieces of colour out of it. So when I can get higher up into the creek where the bedrock's exposed, I think it will be a cracking little spot for us to go and have a go. Now it's all up in the it's all up in the air at the moment. It's got to go through all sorts of stuff with the government, but yeah, it is beautiful, crystal clear water, fish swimming through it. Just a spectacular spot. So hopefully that'll all come about. So that's another thing that's in the pipeline. Mystery Creek. Yes, that's yes. So that's like, until I get this lease sorted, okay, and find out exactly what's going on, I just don't want to muck up this lease application. So I'm not going to say exactly where it is, but when it all goes through and when we've got access to it, don't worry, there'll be days there. Don't worry about that. So it's a phenomenal looking area. It is just such a beautiful spot. It's in the middle of nowhere. You seriously, it's very, very hard to get to. It is, through locked farm gates, through, it's just a nightmare. But we're having a crack at it, and we're going to see what happens. So, Mystery Creek, that's as far as she goes at the moment. But that's what we've got in the pipeline. So now Matthew asked a good question here. I thought creeks and rivers are free for all. In Queensland, Matthew, yes, there is. You are allowed to access them. If I was wanting to canoe down that creek, no problem at all. Where it comes into the problem, legally, you don't have rights to fossick there. The Queensland State Fossicking Act says you must have permission, and it is still government land, and I don't have permission off the government. The other thing is, in Queensland, we can only use, legally, a river sluice. If this happens to be, if it happens to work out that we can put this into a lease, right, we'll be able to use powered sluices there, which down the road, that's what we're hoping to happen there. Of course, we'd have to use it responsibly and environmentally and all that sort of thing. So, yes, they are all Crown land, but you cannot legally fossick on them. It's a separate law. Yes, you can access them. No, you can't fossick on them. Legally, I'm talking about legally. So yeah, but yeah. So so that's what's happening with that. So we're going to have a little go with that. Now tomorrow I go to Claremont. We're going to be detecting up there. We're on some private property. I don't know whether I haven't actually talked to the lease owner on there, but I don't know whether he wants me to publicise the lease to have people come up there, but next week we'll do a wrap up of that anyway next week. So, okay, so another one of actually Baz's mates, Chris Condor, pulled this out through the week. Nice little 56 gram piece down in Victoria. So that's a fantastic little lump of gold there. Looks like there's a fair bit of quartz and all sorts in that. So it probably doesn't go 56 grams, probably 40, maybe, I don't know. But it's a nice bit of gold, that, so that would have made a noise and a half. So beautiful bit of gold. Congratulations to Chris. And we may as well get all these announcements out of the road. Right, so Wedderburn, 9th and 10th of March. It's a little way off. I just thought I'd mention it. Yes, token hunts, it's the Detector Jamboree. So I just thought I'd mention it. There's a 5,000, GPX 5,000 up for prizes. Gull Rat's one of the major sponsors. PMAV, Mine Lab, of course. So if you're down that way, 9th and 10th of March, Labor Day long weekend down there, get on it. So I will mention that I'm not going to do that every week, but I'll mention that closer to the time. So, okay, so yes, so okay, everyone's talking about this Queen's Change Law, which I think I think the name of it's been changed, but legally everyone's right. You're allowed to access the creeks, no trouble at all. The problem comes in with the state-based fossicking, the legalities of the fossicking thing. So, for instance, in Queensland, yeah, sure, you're allowed down the creek, but you can't fossick in it. So you have to only be in a designated fossicking area, or undesignated land, or with permission. Okay, they're the only three things you can go onto it. So it's not undesignated land because it's a waterway. It's not a fossicking area, and the only people you can get permission off legally, I'm talking legally here, the only people get permission off legally is the government. Now, the government isn't going to do that. So, yes, you're allowed to access, but fossicking is the issue. So, yes. So, yeah. So that's actually the issue with it all. I noticed that there's been a stack of stuff on Facebook saying, go for it. You just can't. So every state's different. You'd need to check WA. You'd need to check South Australia. You'd need to check all the states. But I know Queensland, you can't actually fossick without permission. So that's why Mystery Creek's ended up on the going down a different path. So yes, right, okay. For those that don't know, and I'm Ben from Gold Diggers. This is Monday Night Live. We do this every Monday night. If you have questions, that is my phone number down there. That's my mobile phone. Of course, I won't answer it right now, but that's my mobile number. The next 3 or 4 days, that's going to be with my the guru in the shop, Natalie. So Natalie's going to have that phone. And don't forget, the new shop address is at Macravat. So you can contact us anytime. And we do this every Monday night. And we also give away a prize every Monday night. So tonight's prize is the big deluxe pan kit from Garrett. So it's the 4-pan kit. Very, very good kit. Got snuffer bottles in it, got DVDs, got vials and tweezers and all sorts of stuff. So you need to share this post to go into the draw. Only 1 share per person. They're the new rules. So yes. Right. So Ben asked, what about recirculating systems, Ben? Making one at the moment, full 12 volt. Look, by the letter of the law, you can't use anything mechanical. Who knows what the definition of mechanical is? Whether a recirculating sluice is mechanical. What I do know is that what I do know is that certainly in Queensland, no one's been fined for it yet. And I believe there's some people with a big checkbook waiting for someone to be fined. And yes, so absolutely. So that's the legally no. Do I use it? Yes. Have I been using it in front of rangers in state forest? Yes. Have they said anything? No. But I'm not going to say, no, you won't get into any strife sort of thing. You need to take that risk yourself sort of thing. So, right, young guns are here. The young guns are in the house. G'day, guys. Steve's here. John's here. Yes. Does it come with pay dirt? Kylie asked. No, but I'll give away a small pay dirt. I'll give away a small pay dirt. I've got a small pay dirt over there. I'll give away a small pay dirt as well tonight. So there you go. Second prize. Yeah. So yeah. So there's two prizes now. There's pay dirt and there's a $25 bag of pay dirt and a gold pan kit. So yes. Right. Hey, Kelly, Bodell, lots of people here. Adrian and Blake. Yes. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Someone just mentioned there, Blake mentioned that a yabby pump is illegal in New South Wales. I don't know about that. I always thought that was classed as mechanical, like I always thought it had to have power, not human power. Human power, I believe, is allowed. I could be wrong. It's happened before, very rarely, I might add, but I think human power is fine. So, but again, I don't like giving legal advice here because I don't want you coming back to me and saying, right, you know, you got me in trouble. So I don't want that. So, yeah, so I believe human powered is fine. Battery, yes. So, but check it out. So, yes, people are talking push bike driven pump. Well done, Darren. Good to see you, Darren. Wow, I'm a long way behind. In Victoria, it's completely different. You can use petrol pumps. You can go your hardest. So, you know, so it's state-based. So check out what you're doing before you... Cody's doing the... You know, he's having the same experience as I did. No real problem sort of thing. So, right. Sorry, I'm a mile behind here. Right, 80 comments. Right, let me skip a stack here. Trevor's having a bit of fun with his ORX. Well done, Trevor. Great machine. You'll enjoy that. So Donna Ass here is looking at a gold monster, pretty good gold machine. Donna, have a look at that ORX I was just talking about. If you're looking for gold detectors, just like if you mostly want to do gold, just, you know, there are machines out there that are supposed to do both gold and relic and tend to be more a relic machine than a gold machine. So just be a bit careful of that. Talk to someone you trust, sort of thing. So, right. Okay. So we're halfway through tonight, believe it or not. So Brian, 5 cents with the RX. Well done, mate. You got to start somewhere, mate. So, right. The point of tonight's high value thing is to get people thinking, because quite often there's a stack of high value sites right nearby you. So, yes. So I want to talk about, particularly in areas where you can access, and I'll tell you what sparked all this. I had a guy come in to the shop about 3 weeks ago. It was just after I came back. He was telling me and showed me, and he's a pretty trustworthy bloke. Showed me, well, I trust him anyway, so, you know, maybe he's not that trustworthy, but anyway. Showed me gold that he found and invited me to come with him, and he told me exactly where it was. Okay? I've looked at the Mines Online maps. I've looked at all of my historical data, right? And this location was nowhere near any gold found. Okay? And I really asked him what made him go there, and because it's not the normal thing. Normally you go where gold's found, and this was just an out-of-the-box spot where no mines, no nothing around it. And all he said, all he did was he's just looking at similar rock formations 200 kilometres away, right? And he just drove through this area, and it was a similar rock formation. So he pulled up and detected, sure enough, there was gold there. So you need to be thinking out of the box, completely out of the box when it comes to these high value locations. So, Tony's reminded me here about the CQ detectorists are having a day, but I'll get back to them. It's one of the ones I forgot. So, I'll write it down here so I don't forget it. So, and that was just a completely out of the box spot that he chose, and he got about 2.5 ounces out of one patch. So he's going back to hit this area. Apparently it's been drilled before. All the drill reports say there's gold there, just not in commercial quantities. You know, makes sense. So you got to think outside the box. If you're seeing the same ground, if you're driving through some country and it's the same ground, and you know that you found gold there, or you know that that it looks similar to other ground you've been to, you need to, of course, as long as you've got permission, you need to get out of the car and go and have a look. Because as areas, so for instance, we've got a fossicking area here at Warwick, 150 years. It's been worked and worked and worked. And of course, the best area in that field isn't in the fossicking area, which I don't know how that just happens to occur, but anyway. And yet, a couple hundred Ks up the road, there's someone's just pulled out 2.5 ounces. So that sort of means that we're not thinking outside the box enough, and he is. I certainly wouldn't have gone in there. No mines there, no history of gold mining. You know, when you start looking at the geology and the igneous rocks there, it starts to all fit together. But, you know, so we really need to start thinking outside the box and looking at these high value locations that no one else thinks they're high value locations. So, okay, so let me just get this in. CQ Detectoring Club. I've heard about this. Cleggy actually told me about this, and I said to him I'd mention it. They're having a token hunt, Australia Day weekend. It's on the Sunday, I believe. Yes, I believe it's on the Sunday. Just get hold of the CQ Detectorists. Tony's here. Tony is a guru from the CQ Detectorists, so everyone's welcome. Fun day. Bring the kids down. It'll be a good day. I wish I could be there, but sadly that's one I can't really. Sadly, it's one I can't really get to, sort of thing. So, yes. So, and people are saying here that people are doing the opposite. So Baz just mentioned there that saw a guy with a 7,000 do completely opposite of this and did very well. Of course, he's got a brand new machine that probably goes deeper and does go deeper than what's been over the ground before. Of course he's going to do well. So, yes. Cleggy's here, Paul's here. Paul says he found a kilo patch doing the same thing. Something caught his eye, out he got, bang. And you can go to these same old waypoints that everybody goes to. But let me tell you, the blokes that are finding decent patches are not doing that. They are thinking outside the box, and they are looking at the country. They're looking at what it looks like. They're looking at the rocks. They're looking at the formation of the rocks. This goes with this, and change of colour, and they spot that somewhere else, and bang, they're away. So, yes, yeah, and there is thousands of places now. You can have a look at these drilling reports, and they will show a trace of gold, right? So, and that's not even, like, we're not even looking for commercial quantities of gold. We're looking for far, far less than commercial quantities of gold. I'm happy with a little bit, something about that size I'm happy with. That's a decent little bit there, but, we're not looking for commercial quantities. These mining companies will rule out whole tracts of ground, and we think, oh, there's no gold there. But, we're not looking for commercial quantities. So, yes. So, Donnie, keep posting that events page for the Southeast Queensland Nugget Hunt. That's away. Make sure we do that. So, Trevor, thank you, Trevor. It's one I didn't have written down, but I wanted to. And he mentions, look at the reefs, look at the runs of the reefs, and where they stop, search either end of them. Like, they may have stopped in a commercial quantity, right? And the old timers may not have seen it. Like, a lot of these old timer gold mines, the guys had to see the gold or see an indication of gold. They're not just digging a hole randomly. They've got to see something. Our big advantage is we can see into the ground with these fantastic things called metal detectors. So look at the ends. Look at each end of the reef. So, beautiful point there, Trevor. I wish I had a thought of it and put it on my list myself, Trevor. I could have claimed it then. All right, I'm 60 behind. Michael asks, if you're just starting out and you're not near any locations where gold is. So, Michael, if you want to go looking for gold, sometimes you have to travel. If you're on the east coast of Australia, you're not far from gold, okay? If you're in WA, you're not too far from gold. If you're in South Australia, it's a bit more patchy, but there's gold down there, same as Northern Territory. So, if you're on the east coast, you would have to be within 2 hours of the goldfield sort of thing. So, Michael, this is what I mean. Send me a personal message. Ring me on the number below here, right? On that number there, right? Just ring me and tell me where you are, and I'll look up some locations and send it to you. That's what I'm willing to do for people. So, exactly. That's the trick to it. So I'm here for you guys to use to find locations. I've got the maps. I've got the waypoints all loaded up. It's what I do all day, every day. Yes. Now, apparently, the CQ nugget hunt is on the Saturday. So, sorry, I've mucked that up there. So, so Saturday, Trevor's just posted a link. Well, actually, when I say just, it's about 80 comments up. So, sorry about that, I'm a bit behind. The token hunt at CQ Detectorus Saturday, not Sunday. Okay, let me just scroll down because I'm getting further and further before. So, okay, let me get down the bottom here. Northern Gold Coast. The whole range of the Northern Gold Coast is great. You can't get on there. You are better off from the Northern Gold Coast dropping into Northern New South Wales. Some great gold there. So, but yeah, I can be more specific sort of thing. So, best spots around Grafton, go west, Iggy. Any creek. If you can get access to a creek, there's gold in it around Grafton. Just go west. Get yourself a fossicking licence in New South Wales. And go in the state forest. Go the first state forest you find, there's gold in that state forest. Job done. So whether it's enough quantity or not, that's where the research comes in. And I can help you with that. So yeah. So that's what I'm here for. So yeah. Okay. Right, okay, so I just want to get off gold because we're already like 15 minutes from the end. Don't forget to share the post to win the pan kit. We're doing that at the end of the show. Make sure you're sharing. So just to clear up the gold things, the other thing I just want to mention, and this may be a bit telling you how to suck eggs, but if you've found gold before, right? If you've found gold before and this happens to your local creek, okay, you can go back to exactly those same spots again, right? And there will be gold in those spots again. So when you get a decent flood, right, all of your spots, particularly for panning and sluicing, are all pretty much live again. So just bear that in mind. People often forget that if you're getting fine gold and you got a flood, it refreshes itself. If you buy a new detector or you buy a new coil, all of your old spots where you found gold nuggets will probably produce gold nuggets again, because new coil, new machine, they all work differently on the gold. You can put 6 different machines over a patch of gold and still pull out the odd piece. So that's quite often forgotten about. So, right. Yes, so, and when the creeks are flooding, oftentimes it's good, if you can safely do it, to go and have a look at how they're flooding. You might see a flood bench, a bench high up on the creek that you never knew that was running through in the flood, that you think, oh, there's a spot. So, yeah. Yeah, see, Darren, my favourite creek swells from 3/4 of a metre to 23 metres in a major flood. So where's the benches on that, Darren? That's the trick. So yeah, but yeah, so go and have a look. You know, if you can do it safely, go and have a look. Righto, we got to move on. I love talking about gold. I can talk about gold all night, and in fact, I just about have. But I do want to just touch on some relic stuff as well. So when we talk about high value locations, you're talking about locations that probably haven't been thought of. So for instance, there is and I haven't done this yet. Someone might want to go and do it before me, but there is, if you do, let me know how you go. I don't care, but let me know how you go, because I run out of time to do these things. But for instance, on the Gold Coast, okay, and on many other beaches around the country, sheltered beaches around the country, there is a floating, I don't know what you'd call it, inflatable world thing. Slippery dips and bouncy things, and right? I wonder whether anyone's jumped in the water with a waterproof detector and gone for a swim underneath that. Because I would suspect that it is a treasure trove of sunglasses, coins, wallets, phones. You know, that place will be full of it. Because I'll tell you, I don't think anyone's probably done that. So, Andrew's done it with his Knox. How did you go, Andrew? And how deep is the water? So that's the question I have idea. So that's one thing. Then you think, and that's all modern drops, okay? So what did people do in 1880 that was the floating inflatable jumping castle of 1880? That's the trick to it. And it was old beaches. It was old walking paths. They used to walk down the river and picnic. Now, a lot of those old sites, and I know for sure of one person doing old sites like that around Brisbane, and is just cleaning up, and absolutely just cleaning up with old coins and relics and jewellery and that sort of thing, where people have just, on the old walking paths down the side of the rivers, you know, and not many people do them. And it's military camps. Everyone in Brisbane, everybody, there's so many detectorists doing military camps in Brisbane, okay? In fact, a lot of people are causing an issue in Brisbane with military camps. But I know of a military camp that has seen maybe 5 or 6 detectorists. That's it. It's untouched. Completely and utterly untouched. And, you know, and people just haven't done the research. So when you think, oh no, I'm out of, you know, that place is flogged, you got to think outside the box, because there's a military camp sitting in Brisbane that has thousands and thousands and thousands of bits and pieces, helmets, dog tags, old coins. It's World War I light horse, it's World War II training facility. So, yeah. So there is so much gear still to be found in Australia. People get disheartened, and there is stacks of it. So, another one that I like, and Trove, the website Trove is fantastic for this, is that towns that were flooded in the 30s or the 40s or the 50s, and what happened when a town flooded in the 40s and 50s? They just picked it up and moved it. They moved it up the hill. So there's a lot of towns, when you start researching a town, what was that town called? Texas, in southern Queensland. It was moved. It's not in its original location. I've never been there. I don't even know whether you can access it, but yeah. So, and I picked that up off Trove. Town's moved. Oh, what town's that? Where's that? So, you know, there is thousands and thousands and thousands of locations. People get all concerned. There's so many detectorists there was, but so many detectorists out there now. We're not by ourselves. It's not a lonesome thing anymore, but there is thousands and thousands of places out there. Nadia, I am here. Nadia asked when am I at the shop next. I'm here next Monday. I'm here next Monday, maybe. I'm here next Monday to do Monday Night Live, but I'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So, yes. So, yeah, absolutely. We can sit down and we can go over and over. I'm more than happy to do it. And if you come in, maybe I'll even get Nadia on the live stream and we can talk about these high value locations when Nadia comes in. How about that, Nadia? Would you like that? Come and join me on a live stream. David can come along too. Get both of you on, and we'll have a chat about that. Timber camps. Anyone ever done any timber camps? The old timber cutters camps. Fantastic stuff. Or even the old. Has anyone had a detect at the Bribey Fort up at on Bribey Island? Like, these are just my local stuff that just pops into my head randomly. This is what I think about at night. So, anyway, right, housekeeping. Lisa's here. Hello, Lisa. We've mentioned this earlier in the show, but guys, if you can come along, Lisa's put a lot of effort into this. It's a get-together. It's not an event. So come along. I think someone's doing, a relative of the friend is doing a relative of the finder is doing a bit of a chat on it. So have a good look. If you can make it, that will be a cracking couple of days there. And I will also mention the Southeast Queensland Nugget Hunt. Yeah, I think it actually starts 25th of April, which is Anzac Day. It will run for 4 days. It will be the super long weekend. So huge prizes, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of prizes at that event. So if you get an opportunity, the thousands of prizes is not what that event's about. That event is sitting around a campfire, talking to people about locations, how they use the detector, what they found. It's a group of people who aren't quite sure how to use their detector. They're going to have, like, for instance, at 10 o'clock on the Friday, it might be an SDC meeting, and everyone gets together and talks about how to use the SDC. Anyone that needs help, people are there to help. ATF, like, each detector will have a designated time to have a chat and learn about it and go detecting with an experienced operator. So that's what these events are like. That's what they're about. They are phenomenal. So if you get an opportunity, that is a quality weekend. So yes, make sure you join that Facebook page as well. So there we go. Mark's just come up with another one. The old Cobb and Co route. Who's been to the Cobb and Co Museum and got the maps of the old Cobb and Co routes? Wow. There you go. That's just occupied someone's entire life. Yes. So Cobb and Co stops. There's that many Cobb and Co stops. They're every 30 miles or something. So on a Cobb and Co route, they'd stop and change the horses every, and they weren't very far apart really. So not in modern times sort of thing. Lynn, I got some photos from Lynn, I think, but I haven't had a chance to have a look at them. How are you, Lynn? Good to see you. Yeah, see Emma. They rip her old timber camp at the back of Howard Sawmill. Like, they're everywhere. Yes. Daniel asked, churches are good for coins. I always worry about churches. We're not talking about cemeteries, but we're talking about churches. And I question whether someone might have got buried and not marked, and yeah. But yes. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. So right. Okay. So what time is it? Geez, I don't know what happened to tonight's show. It just went like this. So we've got about 3 or 4 minutes to go into the draw to win the gold pan kit, deluxe gold pan kit, 4 pans, snuffer bottle, vials, tweezers, a book on how to gold pan, if you're wondering. But these are phenomenal pans. Garrett makes some of the best pans. Robust, strong, really hard to lose gold out of them. So yes, only got 4 minutes until we draw that one. So yes. Leanne says, do you know anything about Mountain Britain near Glendon, an old gold mining town? Yes, I've got some information. I don't know whether people have been in here, but I got a stack of books, and then I've got on that computer there, I've got stuff I've saved. I see something, I save it. I see something, I save it. But yeah, so yeah, I've got information on stuff. Yeah. What I don't know is somewhere in Jurakai Forest is an old hotel at from the turn of the century, before the turn of the century. If anyone's got any information on the old hotel inside Jurakai Forest, please let me know. That's one I'm looking for. So yeah. Right. So Nadia, did Nadia respond to my invitation to come on and we'd do a live stream? Nadia, David and I? I don't know, but I hope so. That'll be quality. So get all of us on. Right. Yes, Mario's had a good week. He's been to the. He's been up and he's found a few beautiful little bits of gold. Just absolutely fantastic. So yes, Paul mentions that Bribie Island Fort's part of the national parks. I know Fossicking, but the beach isn't. So I believe the beach is okay to fossick up there. You would have to, not fossick to detect, but you would have to double check that. See, look at all these sites. There's so many very interesting sites coming up on this feed here. I'm going to be looking at all these comments and writing notes. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, I've got a question for everyone just before we do this draw. We're doing this draw in a couple of minutes. Would anyone be interested in I found a location, old gold mining area, so with gold on it, some nuggets still coming out of the area, a lot of gold infrastructure, old towns, a lot of relic stuff, and obviously gold panning and sluicing in the creeks, but also with the option of crystals, doing some crystal stuff in the creeks. Would anyone be interested in doing a tour, maybe led by me or one of the other boys that have been on the show? Is anyone interested in any of that sort of stuff? Come and spend weekend down the weekend camping somewhere, and we go and check out a few bits and pieces. So Gary says about 230 of us. Right, well, yes. So yeah, so okay, well, there's a few people there. So we might even have a crack at that, but it's been it's been in the back of my mind. I would suspect it'll be. I haven't really thought it through yet, but I would suspect that I can probably put something like that together in northern New South Wales. So, you know, a couple of hours south of the border. So, yeah, it'll be, yeah. Oh, Trevor, only if it's in Victoria, nothing else exists. Trevor, that's it. That's not very nice, Trevor. So, yeah. But yeah, I found a place that's got gold, crystals. People are snorkeling in the crystal clear creeks, right? And picking up crystals off the bottom of the creek. Yeah. So so it might be interesting sort of thing. So. Yeah, I need to do a few each state. That might be a bit of a mission, team. Right, anyway, let's just, I'll dump these across. So I'll let you know about that. I just wanted to get a bit of a feel if anyone was interested in come and sit around a campfire and doing a bit of fossicking if we haven't had too much to drink the night before. Yes. Yes. Right, so I'll just drag all these across the shares. Let me just refresh that. North Queensland tour. I'd love to do a North Queensland tour, Kieran. So I know someone who's pretty good at that. So yes. So okay. So the winner of the gold pan kit is Kelly. Kelly is from Armidale or Grafton? Kelly's from down that way somewhere. So congratulations, Kelly. I'll contact you straight after the show and get organised to get this out to you. And the second one is, so this is for a $25 bag of pay dirt. Goes to Bodell. Congratulations, Bodell. So Bodell wins and Kelly wins. I will contact you both after the show to get your current address. Yes, so yeah, congratulations, Bodell and Kelly. I don't know whether... Yeah, Bodell, you won. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Righto, guys. So, what have we got on next week? Next week, I'm going to do a wrap-up of Central Queensland. We're going to Claremont. I leave for Claremont tomorrow. We're going to do a wrap-up of Claremont. We're going to have a good look, hopefully, at some gold. And we might even talk about... a lot of people use VLF machines. I'm making this up as I go along, but a lot of people use VLF machines. A lot of people can't afford to buy big 5,000s and spend 10 grand on a metal detector. We might have a look, because of what I'm going to be doing, we might have a good look at using VLFs in the gold fields, and also having a look at, we might have a look at using a detector in the gold fields. Just fine tuning, how do we use a detector in the gold fields? And we'll do a little bit of what country we're looking for. So, yeah. So, yes. So don't forget to get on the events page for the Southeast Queensland Nugget Hunt. If you're in Victoria, see if you can get to the 150 year Welcome Stranger anniversary. That would be great. David tells me Nadia's chicken to come on. Oh, come on, Nadia. Come on. We won't be having any of that. We'll do we'll do it when you come into the shop. We'll just do it through the day. So no one watches during the day. Surely no one watches during the day. So, yes. So congratulations, guys, to the winners tonight. I hope you get out there and swing a detector this week. I am going to come back with an arm like Popeye. Because... yes, I'll be swinging my heart out. I don't get many chances to go to Claremont, and I do like the Claremont. So, yes. Righto, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next week for another episode of a Monday Night Live. Thanks, guys. See you later.